Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. Um, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Let me know which team you are going for. I don't even really know who's playing. I do know that Bad Bunny's playing. Um, he's a good-looking man. I know that. Um, and I don't really it's funny because I feel like I should speak Spanish because I live here in Southern California, and I speak, like, a little bit of Spanish, but I get super embarrassed about it, but not enough to, like, understand his songs, like, fluently, but, I still enjoy the music, so yeah. Okay, let me see here. It's open enrollment at my company to do health insurance. I did just get new glasses because our insurance works in a way where if you don't so, I think it's the teams I wanna say are the Patriots and the Seahawks. Is that Seattle Seahawks? And I don't know where the Patriots hold on, let's look at who's playing. This is so terrible. I feel like just culturally I should know. Just sometimes it's nice to have something to, like, talk about at work on Monday or whatever, but I have no idea. Okay. Super Bowl. And I do know Bad Bunny's songs and music, and there's, like, a song that's like, "Selfie, say cheese." Okay, we're gonna cut this part out of the video afterwards 'cause, it is the Seahawks and the Patriots, so it's the Seattle Seahawks, but I don't know I have no idea. The New England Patriots. Okay. Um, and then, yeah, most of Bad Bunny's songs are in Spanish, or at least partially in Spanish, but they're still catchy. Like, there's a lot of songs where I feel like you don't actually need to know well, I can't really think of examples, but like, I feel like music is universal, and I feel like if there's, like, a good backbeat and there's one I have no idea what most of the words are, but it's really it's still catchy, if that makes sense. Like, it's something that you would put on and, like, dance around while you're cleaning your house kind of music, but, like, fun pop music? I'm not explaining this right. But it's catchy, and he's a handsome man, so a lot of the ladies will watch just to look at him. Okay. Cindy says that we are having pizza and may watch the Puppy Bowl. That is adorable. I love that. My mom and I are gonna go grocery shopping. That's our big plan for today. And you guys, I think this every Sunday. So you know that my motto is health is wealth. And I was about to start talking about my insurance, which I do need to talk about. I have the type of insurance, and this will be a reminder. I don't know when everybody's renewal is up, but if you have insurance like mine, we're at the end of the plan year. So my company's plan year ends March 1st. So some people's probably ends December 31st, but my company, for whatever reason, our plan year for coverage ends March 1st. So every year I have dental and vision buy-up plans. So I pay extra so that I can have more money to spend on like glasses and dental. Um, I tend to have a lot of cavities, like, I have to go to the dentist on Wednesday, and I need a new crown, and I chipped a tooth, so fun stuff, but glasses, we get $300 or the plan that I have, I get $300 every year to buy new glasses, get an eye exam, and it pays for, like, my prescription sunglasses because I need them to drive for distance. So as long as I have prescription lenses in my frame, I'll get reimbursed for it, but I have to do that by March 1st. So I did go and get glasses, I need to pick them up. And then March 1st, I'll have more money. So sometimes what I do is, because my prescription's getting expensive these days, is I will, like in f I'll do the insurance back to back. So, like, maybe in February, I'll get an eye exam and I'll pay for the frames, and then in March 2nd, when the new insurance kicks in, that's when I'll actually get the new lenses put into the frames. So, I'll do it in 2 steps. Hi, Rocky. So just a reminder, if your company's plan year has not expired and you have, money that you need to spend to go ahead and spend that. I hate leaving money on the table. So, I'm always gonna get new glasses. I'm gonna get my eye exam every 2 years, make sure that everything is current. And I would encourage you guys to do the same. I can't pick up my glasses today even though they're ready because they're closed on Sundays. But yeah, and then I haven't set in on my company's healthcare plans, like the calls where they tell you about the plans. I haven't done that in a long time. But this year, because I'm considering doing the high deductible health plan, I did sit in on it and I asked them a bunch of questions. The 2 that were the most surprising to me are number 1, I've disclosed this before. I had a whole episode where I talked about this. It's called Zepbound. It is a GLP-1. It's helping me lose weight. That is not why my doctor thought that I need it, although I am still considered obese. My BMI puts me into that obese range. My weight is still really high, but my insurance does not cover the GLP-1. Um, because the only reason that your insurance would cover it would be if I was diabetic, and I'm not. I wasn't even pre-diabetic. The reason so and they don't prescribe it just for weight loss, right? Or at least my doctor wouldn't have. My doctor prescribed it because I also have high blood pressure, so the weight helps everything come down. So it should help my high blood pressure come down. It should help, with the obesity, which is contributing to other things, right? That's the hope. It helps with inflammation. That's not why she prescribed it. Mostly she prescribed it because of the high blood pressure. But that's even though it helps with that, it still won't cover it with insurance. So, the question that I asked with the high deductible health plan and the HSA is I asked if I could submit the cost of that medicine for reimbursement. And basically, even though that is a medical expense, unless it's medically necessary for its intended reason, it's probably still not something that I can submit for reimbursement. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that because that medicine is really expensive. Even with insurance, that medicine is $500 a month, which is like crazy. Hi, Debbie. Oh, we should look at the movie grosses in a second because I don't know what's sometimes I know right off the bat what's number one. If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Send Help. And then next weekend, you guys, it's gonna be Wuthering Heights, for sure, because Valentine's Day and Jacob Elordi and all of that. So next week it'll be Wuthering Heights. This week, I'm not sure what it is. So anyway, so with the health insurance, um, I wanted to be able to pay for the medicine and then reimburse myself out of a tax-free account, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to do that. So that was one of the things that surprised me learning about the HSA in conjunction with the high deductible health plan. And then the other thing that I learned, um, I actually talked to my doctor and I said, "Hey, I think I'm thinking about switching to this high deductible health plan next year." And she seemed to think that that was a good idea. But what she said to tell, like, the doctor's office that I'm planning on paying, by cash out of pocket, and that's what a lot of you guys even said that you do, that I should do. Well, you didn't say that I should tell my provider that I was only paying cash out of pocket, but apparently one of the ways to, like, really make the high deductible health plans and the HSAs work to the user's advantage and to, like, help you save money and grow money and investments and all that is, like, you can save your medical receipts. So, if I have a copay at my doctor's, which is, like, $15 or, something like if I have to pay for a lab or something like that, you take a picture of the receipt, you store it on a digital file because, like, paper, those fade. They're often on thermal paper, they don't They don't stay. So you take a picture of the receipt, you save that in a file, and then you let your money grow in this high deductible health plan and the HSA for years before you submit the reimbursement. My doctor suggested that I tell the insurance office, all right, Debbie, we'll do movies in a second, that I tell the insurance office that I'm paying out of pocket just with cash and that I don't have, not the insurance office, that I tell the provider, like that I tell my doctor's front desk, hey, I don't have insurance. I'm paying cash out of pocket to get the best rate. But my company's representative said, don't do that. It can cause the billing to really get like wonky. Um, and that could just really complicate things. So those were the 2 things I was surprised by. Then what I wasn't surprised by that I already knew was that, there are certain things that are covered at 100%. So, like, a lot of the things that I do at this point are, like, routine medicine. My mom's actually in the shower right now. My mom asked me that's not a bad idea. Also, my mom, though this is interesting, and I think this confuses so many people. My mom is actually not on Medicare. My mom is, on VA healthcare. So my mom is changed a little. She doesn't have to go to the VA hospital, she still does. So she goes to the Veterans Affairs? Veterans? I don't know, she goes to the Veterans Hospital. Um, and that's how she's insured. So she actually doesn't have Medicare because she's insured through the VA. That makes it a little bit complicated. Like, there's some benefits for Social Security and things that she has to really make sure to, like, tell them, "Hey, don't don't deduct this money for Medicare because I don't get Medicare." So she knows about it just because she's old and, like, her friends are on Medicare, but a lot of the things that apply to them or that apply to a lot of people don't apply to her because she is covered by the VA. Um, so back to the high deductible health plan and a health savings account, which is what I'm looking at doing this year. Um, I think the Puppy Bowl's on the same time that the Super Bowl is on, if I'm not mistaken. We can look at that in a second too. Um, uh-oh. Okay. My coworker is texting me. I always get distracted. I gotta tell him to try not to one of them knows, but the other one doesn't, that, to try not to text me on Sundays between 11 and 12. Um But with the high deductible health plan, things like mammograms are covered at 100%. It's called a well woman exam. So, like, your physical is covered. But if they want labs, that's not necessarily covered. Okay, I have the numbers pulled up so we can look at the weekend grosses. All right, I'm going to share that. Here we go. Yep. All right, I was right. Good thing I'm not totally out of touch. The number one movie is Send Help. Debbie, are you gonna see Send Help? I wanted to ask that. I'm going to, take a sip of coffee. That means to please like the video. So, yeah, my job calls me all the time. We need to buy something for a cocktail we're gonna have. So, we're probably gonna do that. Okay. Are you gonna see Send Help? Or have you already seen Send Help? I think my mom and I are gonna see that. That's a little bit more, it's not exactly horror, but it's a little bit darker or violent than my mom and I would normally, watch. No new movies seen since The Housemaid, which is now streaming, so I might actually watch that. So, um, Send Help is supposed to be pretty good. It's got Rachel McAdams, and it kind of is like the trailer's really good. It starts off and she's, like, in a job where her boss is absolutely, like, a jerk. And then she's like a Survivor super fan or something, and so she's watched a lot of Survivor and was thinking about, like, applying or something like that, and then they get stranded. They get stranded in, like, the jungle, and the tables turn. She has to become the leader, and she kind of gets, like, revenge on her boss that's a jerk, it looks like. So, I don't know. I think that we'd like it, but it does look kinda violent. Debbie says things go to streaming so fast. They really do, and it's so funny because, um, people really like to talk about streaming killing the movie-going experience, and I mean, that's not helping, right? That's not helping, but I don't think that's the number 1 nail in the coffin. I think it's gotten expensive, which, by the way, go on, like, a weekday. Most movie theater chains are gonna have some discount program where it's cheaper on, like, a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Call your local theater and ask, like, what the best way to go to save the most money is. They're gonna tell you, and they're gonna have a way for you to save the most money or to get the best value. So just call the theater that's closest to you and ask them what that is, or stop by, and ask them, have a conversation with somebody. I know I love that. Like, I love when people are like, "Hey, we wanna come to your business, but my budget's tight. What is the best way to do that?" Because then that's actually combining the 2 things that I love the most. It's, the movie theater, which I have worked at since I was 18 years old, and I'm gonna be 49 this year, and then, saving money, right? Like, I want to help people go on the day when it's the most affordable. If you're somebody who doesn't like crowds and you don't like the Super Bowl, or even if you do like the Super Bowl, watch the Super Bowl and then stay sober so that you can so that you can drive safely to the movie theater. But Super Bowl Sunday is a great day to go to the movies. A lot of people stay home and watch the Super Bowl, so you'll have the movie theater almost entirely to yourself. It's a great day to go to the movies. My old boss taught me that. He almost always goes to the movies on Super Bowl Sunday. I actually need to reach out to him and see if there's anything he needs to see. But okay, there's a movie, it's a Disney movie. You guys know I like Disney and I like animated films called Zootopia 2, right? And it's actually still the number 6 movie. It is in theaters, but it's harder to find, like, it's not in any of the theaters that are closer to me, and, like, sometimes life gets in the way, right? Send Help is now, um this was its 2nd weekend, but we're going into the 3rd weekend, right? Movies also come and go really quickly in and out of the cinema, not even just to streaming, but it's like if it doesn't do well enough, there's always something new coming in, and so if a movie isn't doing well enough, like, it needs to go in order to make room for something that is doing well. But, like, with Zootopia 2, that's mostly not in theaters near me anymore, and I didn't have time to see it. So now it's like, "Oh, I guess I have to wait until it's streaming," but that's something I really would have liked to have seen in theaters with my mom, and it's harder now because theaters it's done so quickly. Um, my best friend that rents my garage, they actually used to work for the company where I still am. We both started when my friend would have been 19. I interviewed first, but then because of the distance, I was like, "No, I don't wanna work there." But then my best friend started working there, then I had 2 friends working there, and they both said that the boss was cool, and so I had interviewed, told them I didn't wanna take the position, and then called back after all my friends did and said, "Oh, I do wanna work there after all." And they honored the offer, and I started, selling popcorn, sweeping floors, all that fun stuff. Um, we both started at the same location, but then my friend transferred to a location in Pasadena. That location's closed. We have another location in Pasadena now. But there was a movie called The English Patient, which to this day I've never seen. But it was a single screen theater, and The English Patient played for, like, a year. So, word of mouth on The English Patient was so good that that sustained the crowd at a movie theater for a really long time. I still remember we're just gonna walk down memory lane for a little bit. The movies that were playing at my theater when I started, which my that theater is closed now, but it was a movie called Big Night, and it was a movie about food, and so I remember the staff used to call it Big Mess because it was a big mess to clean up afterwards. So, Big Night, which played for a really long time. We played a movie called Kolya. We played a movie called Unhook the Stars. What was the other one? Unhook the Stars, Kolya, Big Night. Oh, there was another one that I don't remember. But, those were the movies playing when I started working, and it used to be like, March of the Penguins was a documentary that we got. That probably played with good business for 6 months, right? It used to be really common that something that was good would last a really long time, and that gave people time to, like, get their lives together so that they could go see it. I don't know at what point I began feeling so busy, and so hard to, like, get things done, but it seems like I still wanna go see the movie and still had intentions to see it in the theater, and it's already gone and streaming. It also used to be that it took longer, like, they call it I think it's not the release window, but there's, like, a schedule, right? Like, studios like Disney aren't allowed to put their films on streaming for a certain number of days, and it used to be, I wanna say, 90 days, and now it might be down to, like, 45 days, from its release in theaters. They're just allowed to put it on streaming faster. Okay, anyway, the top 10 movies this week were Send Help, Solo Mio, Iron Lung, Stray Kids: The Dominate Experience, Dracula. That's gonna be new this week. I do wanna see that. Zootopia 2, Avatar: Fire and Ash, The Strangers Chapter 3, Shelter, and Melania. Um, and then The Housemaid's still in there. It's still in theaters, but it's gonna be in less theaters. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Let's look at when the Puppy Bowl. Oh, the Puppy Bowl starts. Started. Oh, they repeat it. Let's look at the Puppy Bowl. Oh, puppy yoga, Puppy Bowl. Oh, look at them. Oh my goodness, you can meet the players. How cute is this? You guys, I was looking for a dress to wear to a concert. Now it's showing me all these weird dresses. Okay. Animal Planet puppy. Should we meet the players? Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Oh my goodness. Why are 110 photos? I don't know about that. But we might need to. Oh my goodness. Abigail. Oh my goodness, you guys. Trio. Oh my goodness. Smoosh. I can't. Max. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at these little darlings. Mr. Pickles. I love pickles. Oh my goodness. My mom used to really want a Cocker Spaniel. Oh my god, look at Carl. I'm so sure. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys. Hi, Nemo, Los Angeles. Um, oh my goodness, you guys. I think my mom would do well if we had a dog, but the thing is, she's old and ooh, a Great Pyrenees mix. Look at this guy. We might have to look at all these dogs. A Great Pyrenees mix. What is he? An American Pit Bull Terrier. Ugh, Aloe. Aloe is tall. So the thing with my mom and a dog, oh, it's Bark Kent, like Clark Kent, but Bark Kent and Belle, Bernie. I like Bernie. Blaze. I like Blaze. I like these dogs that have like beards. Bo. Bodie, an Australian cattle dog, a miniature schnauzer. Okay, so if my mom and I were to get a dog, Captain, I like him, a Welsh Corgi. Oh my goodness, look at Cece. Centaur. Oh my goodness, Charles. All right, you guys, I could look at all these dogs. Maybe I'm just gonna keep doing that because you know what? I'm an adult and no one's stopping me. Look at Doodle. Look at his little beard. Look at his face. Oh my goodness. Erica. Oh my I love Erin. Erin's my favorite one so far. Look at that face. Why is she so sad? Oh my god, look at how big Felicity's paws are, you guys. Oh, that dog's gonna get big. A Doberman Pinscher, but look at how big her paws are. I don't think that dog's gonna do well in a puppy bowl because she's gonna trip over her paws. Look at Gorby. I'm not sure Gorby's a puppy. You guys, these dogs are so smart. Gretel. Oh my god, Gumbo is a Shar-Pei. Look at Gumbo. Look at his paws. Did you guys see? Oh, this one. Okay, look at his little eye. Oh my god, my heart. Okay, you guys, Huckleberry. Ooh, Hunter. Look at Hunter's blonde with blue eyes, but it's a Doberman Pinscher. I've never seen a dog like that. Oh my god, you guys, I can't. Okay, we gotta stop looking at dogs for a second because I'm gonna want them all. So here's the thing. One, I think here's reasons why I should get a dog. Number one, I could use the exercise. I feel like if I had a dog, it would wake me up and I would have to take it out to potty, and then that would help me get some exercise too. So I think that would be good. But so that's a pro for getting a dog. On the cons list is I think dogs also need a consistent schedule, and I don't have a consistent schedule. Um, so that's a con. Pro is that my mom is home all the time, so perhaps the dog could be on my mom's schedule. Con, my mom's mobility is not that great right now, and she is having trouble. There's 2 steps to get out the back door. 2 steps? Yeah. And maybe a little step up into the house, maybe 3 steps. And then the front steps and there's a rail in the back. Several years ago, I had our maintenance guy put in, like a railing so my mom could easily climb in and out the back stairs, and I didn't put one in the front. Also, there's not 2 handrails, there's not one on each side, there's just one, like, on the left-hand side. Um, but things to consider for in terms of my mom taking care of the dog. She has the dog that we're not gonna get. Um, she has trouble even going up and down the stairs. A lot of times, even this was many years ago, a lot of times, like, dogs, they get excited and you'll be walking in one path and they'll, like, run in front of you and, like, cut you off, and that could cause my mom to trip and fall. Um, when we went to go visit family last, they had a really tiny, adorable dog, and I loved it very much. It was like a little Yorkie, very light, but it was a younger dog, and it would, like, jump up on my mom, and, like, that can be painful, like, the pressure of the feet and things, like, if it's jumping up onto your lap or, like, and then sometimes they're, like, running all over your shoulders and everything, so that could be painful. Sometimes their little claws, like you guys, I'm starting to get can you see? Creped, you can't see. My skin is starting to get crepey, and I'm not even 50. Um, so, like, their little claws, their little nails can, like, rip an older person's skin. Then, like, some of those dogs we were just looking at, like a beagle, they have ear problems. So then there's, like, the physical, if the dog is running, is it gonna cut my mom off and she's gonna lose her balance and trip over the dog? Then there's, like, if it's jumping on her, is it gonna hurt her? If it's jumping on her, is it gonna tear her skin? If she's taking it out for a walk, is she going to have trouble managing the dog on the leash and the stairs? And I have the tiniest yard, um, but it is a gated yard, so potentially, she could just, like, open the door and let the dog out, but we'd need to be careful that, like, all the gates are properly locked and everything. Um, I do think it'd be good for her for companionship, but then also there's, like, the grooming of the dog and its medical needs, and that would need to all be me. So I would need to, like, then take trips to the groomer, and then I would be responsible financially for the dog, and my mom just she says she doesn't want one. I think it would be really good for her, but not if she doesn't actually want one. And I see all these videos of, like, people getting, like, elderly people animals, and I'm like, "Yeah, we should do that," but then I'm like, "Oh, but maybe we shouldn't." Then, right, my mom's diabetic, like, I do think maybe she would benefit from having, like, a service animal, one that could alert, like, if her blood sugar was getting low, or, like, I don't know if there's service animals that are trained to do more than one thing, but I think potentially she would do well if she had one that could see if she had low blood sugar and could see if she, like, if maybe it could sense if she was about to fall and, like, go behind her so she wouldn't fall all the way down and, like, hurt herself. So I'm torn on, like, getting an animal. Also, Debbie, you know this, we have the outdoor cat, and if we had a dog where we're just, like, opening the door and everything, and that cat, like, it runs other animals off. It runs off raccoons, it runs off possums, it runs off other cats. Like, it would either, like, really become territorial and try and run off the dog, or it would, like, just stop coming around, um, and I would feel bad because, like, even though it's an outdoor neighborhood cat, we've been predominantly taking care of it for, like, I don't know, since the pandemic, 26 years now. That cat doesn't wanna be an indoor cat, like, it gets, like, anxious. Like, it likes to come in, but it likes you to leave the back door open. It wants to, like, know it can leave whenever it wants to. I don't know, it's weird, but anyway, um, show the cat, how is he? I have a recent picture of him from when he was inside, but he only wanted to come in when the door was left wide open in the back. Alright, you guys, where is he? He's so stupid, he's cross-eyed too. Okay. There's a recent picture of him. He's laying on my tummy on the couch on the inside making biscuits, while we're sleeping, and I was like, and then he turns and looks at me. Um, so yeah, there he is. I call him Dingus now. We used to call him Snowbutt. Uh Bonkers because Bonkers is what his name says at the vet, because when we would feed him, we would go, and then he would come running and he would, like, bonk his head up against your like, if you would do this, right, he'd like to get his head bonks before he ate. So he would come running, he would headbutt your hand, and then he would eat. I love him, but he does not stay inside most of the time. Like, when it's cold, he'll stay in on the couch all day, and we put flea medicine on him, but he has other families as well. Like, he is a man of the streets. He's not just a one family cat. Um, but yeah, that's him. And I don't he probably wouldn't come around anymore if we had a dog, so I don't know, know, because I do think my mom could use some, like, company. I'm at work a lot, and I think an animal might give her, like, some purpose and things. I think it would be good for her, but I also think it would be bad for her, and then I think that I need to listen to her, and she's like, "No, I don't want an animal," so I need to respect that even though I don't really want to. Debbie Debbie, you're a good person to ask. As you can see, I've not gotten rid of these Beanie Babies. He's fixed. So, when he first started coming around, I don't know if you guys remember this. We had another cat, same situation. Um, where he was a neighborhood cat and he passed away during the pandemic, and that was, like, literally one of the most awful experiences of my life. Not like animal I mean, losing an animal is hard enough, but it was, like, at a really weird time during the pandemic where they weren't letting people and their pets into the waiting room. So you had to wait with your sick animal just, like, kind of outdoors, and there wasn't really a place to sit, and they, that wasn't the question, Debbie, but there is a question about tidying up, I guess. I've lost a bunch of weight. Okay. Hold on, let me finish the story about the cat, and then I'll ask the question. So, we had to put him to sleep, and, like, it was just kind of really traumatic, and then, this was when my best friend was working from home a lot more, and we wanted a cat. My best friend wanted another cat. But, like, they don't live there, so, like, they weren't gonna be home all the time, and so we talked about, like, "Do I get a cat?" But if I got a cat, it would just be inside my house, and my best friend, like, even when they do work from home, because it's in the garage, like, they don't really come in my house. So if I got a cat and I just kept it inside, then they wouldn't really get to see the cat, and I'm not really home that much, and cats, I don't think, really need you to be home that much, which makes them a good animal, but my best friend wanted to, like, enjoy the cat too, like, that seems weird, but, so what we kind of said is like, "You know what? We're not gonna get another cat because, um, I had a cat, and I haven't had, like, another cat that's just mine in a really long time because ever since that cat passed away." Her name was Shelly and Shelby, I did not name her that. Um She was a Bengal and she was beautiful, and I inherited her. She was loud, crazy loud. That cat passed away. Then we had this pandemic cat that passed away. Then we didn't go out and get a cat, but what we said is, "Hey, like, if we" um, another work text, "If we get into the same situation where another cat comes around, we'll feed it and we'll just see what happens. If it stays" and there was one time when I was trying to lure this cat in, where I accidentally fed a possum, like, I thought I had seen a cat, and so I left food out overnight, and, I definitely was just feeding, like, random animals in the neighborhood that were not cats. So, this cat came around and he stuck around, and now we feed him breakfast and we take him to the vet. But, yeah, we took him to the vet right away. We put flea medicine on him, and we made sure that he's fixed because, like, I don't wanna have lots of kittens running around. I wanna try even though we don't, like, own this cat, I wanna try and keep the neighborhood like, I don't wanna have lots of kittens and lots of litters of cats that this dude's responsible for, so, yeah, we made sure but he was already fixed, so I don't know who did that, but it was not us because I was, like, prepared to foot the bill for that, and then they were like, "Oh, no, he's already been taken care of," and we're like, "Great." Um So, yeah, he just kind of comes and goes and he pleases, but we definitely feed him breakfast every morning and we put flea medicine on him once a month. But sometimes we think somebody else puts flea medicine on him too. Andrew, you're still in New Zealand, Christchurch now, and you're gonna see the countryside in the South Island now, and it's a beautiful country. That is definitely on my bucket list of travel. Okay. So Debbie, the question is, so I've lost about 40 pounds and hopefully I'm going to keep losing weight. Do I donate and get rid of all my clothes from when I was bigger? So I actually just had to buy new jeans. I've gone down 2 jeans sizes and I expect that I hope that I'm going to keep going down a little bit. I'd like to lose Honestly, still, I'd like to lose about 60 more pounds. I'd like to get down to about 160. That's about as thin as I've been in my adult life. Um, do I Thank you, thank you, thank you. So full disclosure, I'm taking a GLP-1. I'm taking Zepbound, so that's a shot. I'm not taking it for the weight loss, but I'm really glad that it's helping me lose weight. My doctor prescribed it because she thought it would help with my high blood pressure. Um, At 48, you got and being a woman, it is very, very, very hard to lose weight. It seemed like no matter what I did, I was gaining. Um, and I tried to be like, "Okay, like, I don't wanna do Zepbound. I wanna try and lose the weight naturally," and then losing the weight naturally was supposed to help with high blood pressure. But I was not able to get the scale to budge no matter how healthy I ate, no matter no matter what, it just, like, it wasn't working. My doctor for at least a year had been like, "Take a GLP-1, take a GLP-1." And I said, "No, no, 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 no." And then finally I said, "Well, let's see if my insurance covered it." It didn't. Then my friends, my guy friends, that I went to Ireland with, uh, he started taking it. And then a lot of other people that I personally knew started taking it. And it was helping with all sorts of symptoms. You guys know I almost had hand surgery. My thumb actually has been bothering me again. Um, but I almost had hand surgery last year. That was another reason I was like, "Ooh, if it can help with inflammation, let me see if it helps with this," because I did not want surgery, and it I do ow. Oh my god. Well, it's acting up today. Um, oh, I shouldn't have touched it. But anyway, my hand's been bothering me. My hand wasn't bothering me, but now it's bothering me again. I don't know. But I do think it's helped with that at least. My thumb hurts today. Why did I touch it? Okay, but anyway, I hate getting old. Um, and I was like, I can't afford it, the medicine. And my friend looked at me and he said, "Can't you though? Can't you afford it?" And I thought about it and I was like, "I guess I can." Do I want to be paying $500 out of pocket because my insurance doesn't cover it every single month? No. No, my stomach just growled. No, I don't. Like that is a lot of money, but between my job and my best friend paying to rent the garage, and my mom is giving me rent money. She wants to give me rent money. So basically my mom's rent money goes to pay for my new medicine. Um and they say that you gain it all back if you stop taking the medicine. But I don't know, for now it's working. I do feel like it's helping with inflammation, my blood pressure is getting better, so it's doing all the things that it's supposed to be doing, which is great because I need to work on my posture. But Debbie, do I get rid of the old clothes? And then, like, there's even things like they're still huge, but, I have 2 belts. One is considerably longer than the other. Do I get rid of the longer one? I don't I don't even really wear belts, but the one got too big. And you guys, in terms of saving money, I can't be buying new clothes all the time. I did finally buy new jeans because I went down 2 sizes. So like I was always like pulling up my pants all the time. Um, do I throw out those old clothes or do I save them in case I gain the weight again? Or do I just toss, 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 toss? I do need to lean out the house. I feel very cluttered. Kleenex by the bed. This is a weight by the bed because can I just list all the things that are wrong with me as a 48-year-old woman right now? We're not even going to talk about being overweight because I'm overweight. I guess we did talk about it. My thumb and my hand, I have trigger finger. My doctor thinks I have something called frozen shoulder, so I can comfortably lift my arm today till about there. And then when I get here with some pain, and then I can do this, but it hurts right in here. They think I've tore my rotator cuff or I hurt my rotator cuff, so I have some exercises to do. So I have a weight right next to my bed so that I can do the exercises in bed. Don't judge me. At least I'm doing them. Um, then I've got plantar fasciitis in my foot, so it hurts to walk. Those are the 3 big things right now. My weight, my shoulder, my hand. I guess that's 4, and my foot. That's, like, the whole body. It's my left foot, my right shoulder, and then, like, every morning I wake up and I'm just sore, like, my back is just sore. Like, sore in the way where it feels like I'm getting the flu, but I'm not getting the flu. But I did wanna you guys, this is an Aura Ring, which is supposed to tell you about your health and your sleep habits because health is wealth, so I wanna work on my health. But Debbie, you're right. I gotta if you saw this mess that's beside me, you would be not happy. Okay, it's update health. Okay. Sometime ooh, it says okay, so my Aura Ring tells me, it says I'm steady and ready. My sleep was fair. I had energizing breaks. What does that mean? My sleep score is usual. Late work. So it tells me what time I went to bed at 2:35 a.m. And then I woke up at 10. That's too early. Okay. Sometimes I screenshot it though. So my Aura Ring tells me my health sometimes. And it says sometimes sometimes you just wake up and it says major signs. Your biometrics show major signs of something straining your body. Take extra care today and rest if you're feeling low on energy. Oh my God, Nemo, Los Angeles. It's the worst, plantar fasciitis. And so let me just talk about that for a few seconds. I'm gonna say that I've had it for about a year now, and there's all these threads on Reddit. It's like, what helped it? Nothing. Nothing's helping it. It's not getting any better. Stretching, it's not helping. Even right here. Oh, look. Supposed to wear these stupid um this is like a foot this keep it's supposed to keep your foot in like a this goes around your ankle. Glove. Okay, what's happening here? Okay. So you put this on your foot and it keeps your foot like your toes curled towards your face. But one, I'm a stomach sleeper, which means that like my foot doesn't have room to stay flexed like this, right? If you're sleeping on your stomach, then your foot's down like that, which is not a great angle, right? You're supposed to keep it flexed towards you. So that little sock thing's supposed to help it do that. I can't sleep with that thing on all night. But I've tried like, and here is the beauty of I th- I think the job probably did cause all of the health issues. I am on my feet a lot. Um I walk a lot, I stand a lot. I stand a lot in hard shoes, right? So, let's look. These are so adorable though, guys. Oh, these would go with this shirt too. These are like my little work shoes, but this is a very hard sole. They prefer us to wear for women to wear high heels. I haven't been able to do that in a long time. Yeah, of course. Of course the but like any job's going to do something. I even think with my hand, um it could be repetitive motion from counting money every single day when we open, every single drawer when we close. So counting money could be causing the hand issues. Definitely when I stand on my I don't wanna blame my job, right? Like, I feel like everybody has something, and, like, it also my job might not have taken the toll that it potentially has if I would be thinner, right? I mean, I don't know that, but that's one of the things I tell myself. Anyway, so for like a year, I've had plantar fasciitis, and I've tried that weird boot thing. Somewhere probably right next to me, I've got this is for the right foot, so this one's clean because I my right foot's fine. But I have these little like they're like compression socks. And honestly, even though this one says right, I think you could put this one on the left and it would be fine. But I have these things and it puts some pressure on your foot and it helps also keep it in the flexed position. I've tried stretching my calves. I just got this weird like massager thing. Definitely I bought Hoka's. They're tennis shoes, but they were almost $200. So I bought $200 tennis shoes because They're the only things that, that makes it comfortable to walk. I have to make sure like, I'm wearing Crocs right now. If I get up to go to the bathroom, I have to wear Crocs. This is funny though, like, I was, like, 260 pounds, and they were like, "Do you run?" And I was like, "No, I don't run. Do I look like I run to you? But thanks, but no, I don't run. I'm not looking to get back into running." I've always had tight calves. Hello to everybody that's just popping in. We normally talk about budget, finance, money. We're talking about health right now, but this year's motto and last year's motto is health is wealth. So I'm trying to take care of it, right? I'm trying to find something that works. Um, Shoes and insoles really, really help for work. I have these ugly shoes. They're called Vionics. Also, I'm just gonna say that while I am gonna tie the two together now. I use Rakuten every time I'm trying out a new shoe brand. So, but I have Vionic shoes. Those have been okay. I have Hoka's. Those have been really good. I actually just got a pair of Adidas, and I think it's because of where the arch support is. Those are really comfortable. The doctor asked if I was running. Are you a runner? No. No, I'm not a 260-pound runner. I don't weigh 260 right now, but that's what I weighed last year when I went in for the plantar fasciitis. I'm really, really I would love icing helps it, but, like, only for, like, the 15 minutes that I'm icing it, and maybe 15 minutes after I'm icing it. Oh, no. Uh-oh. What is my coworker texting me? Sorry, they're all texting me. Wait, what is this? This is good. What is that from? Okay. Um, anyway, sorry, just got like 10 work text over there. Yeah, but yeah, the weight's not helping. And like, let's see here. Let me see. Let me see how many steps I did. I feel like yesterday was a low day. I didn't walk a lot. Today for work already, I haven't even left the house, but because and this isn't that many. I climbed 7 flights of stairs yesterday. By yesterday, I'm already looking at today. Um, Between 12 and 2, 17 minutes of exercise just from work. We've done 4 hours of standing, 1,761 steps. So this is it's a little bit lower than average yesterday, 4,667 steps. So I'm like halfway through like a step goal just from work. And yesterday was like a light day at work. Tuesday all I did is work 8,331 steps. We must have had an event. Did we have an event on Tuesday? I don't remember Tuesday. Um But even now, like, work still has me on my feet an awful lot, either tearing tickets or whatever. Oh, no. I love the codependent job, though. We have 2 new managers, and then we have 1, he's really, really great, but he texts me a lot. We're busy all the time. Even if we don't have customers, like yesterday, we have equipment that helps people, like, it gives descriptive narration, like, so if you're blind, it would say, "And Shelly's talking in her bedroom," right? Because like, maybe somebody could hear me talk, but they wouldn't know that I'm in the bedroom. "Shelly's talking to you from her bedroom, and she's got some stuffies and a sign up." Um, so, like, it describes the things that you can't hear. My assistant just called it my doomed theater. Um, anyway, my little doomed theater, I love it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just things happen and you need to fix things. We're gonna do a big film festival, so we're getting the content for that, and you have to test it, and you have to ingest there's a lot to do. Sometimes you'll come to work and one of the urinals is leaking all over the floor, and then they do have to call me. They're like, "Hey, Shelly, Do you want us to just bag this up and turn it off, or, like, do you need us to call somebody, or what do you want us to do? Like, you would be surprised at the sometimes it's just a bad smell, and it's just coming up through the pipes, and it's like, "Well, how do we do that? Who's this?" "Jenny B." That's my mom's name. "Today's video makes me feel young and healthy. I'm 78." Oh, this is my mom. Um I was like, "That's my mom's name because it is my mom. Today's video makes me feel young and healthy. I'm 78, but hear my daughter talk about all the stuff makes me feel I'm doing pretty well." Well, I'm great. That is great, mom. Glad to make you feel younger. Um, so also about the plantar fasciitis, which that or my hand is probably gonna be, like, the number one thing. The urinal leak, that's not what's happening today, but this has happened recently, like, this was last week's issue. At work, we have these things, they're called waterless urinals. So, it's like 3 or 4 urinals lined up against the wall, but they don't have water, so they don't flush, right? The wee-wee just goes away, and at the end of the night, you're supposed to put, like, ice to, like, get rid of the smell. But you don't melt it, you just leave the ice there, and in the morning, the ice is gone, and it's down, and the smell is supposed to go away with it. But under one of the urinals was leaking, and it was leaking water, but these are waterless urinals. So it's like, where's the water coming from? And we're like, did somebody spill water? Right? Like, no lie, sometimes you're trying to smell whatever smells there may be to try and deduce what the water on the floor is if you have waterless urinals. And then your assistant gets a great plan and they pour buckets of water down the urinal to see what happens, and we realized that, like, it's leaking from we still don't think it's wee-wee, I don't know what it is, but it's leaking from, like, around the seal on the urinal. So then it's like, okay, is there a pipe behind the wall? Like, obviously, we need to redo the seal. But is there also a pipe behind the wall because those urinals share a wall with the janitor's closet? And we have a maintenance guy, but he's not there every day. So, like, yeah, we gotta figure out how to keep the floors dry. So sometimes that's what we're doing at work. And then sometimes there's a new cocktail that they want us to make, and there's just, like there's inventory, there's all sorts of things. You're welcome for your urinal lesson. There's just always something to do. You're getting a delivery, or we do a lot of rentals at our theater. Um, Next week we're doing a proposal on Valentine's Day. Probably lots of people are gonna do that, so it's gonna be really cool. I'll share with you guys next week what it is. So we're planning for that. But we do a lot of rentals at our theater. And so at any given moment, somebody knocks that you're not expecting knocks on the door and they're like, "Oh, I'd like to show my movie here just for friends and family. Like, we're getting it off the ground because we're in LA, so that happens a lot." And they're like, "Can I have a full tour of the building right now?" And you're like, "I'm the only one here, but sure, I'll drop what I'm doing." No, we're used to it. But we do. We drop whatever we're working on and we give them the tour because, like, rentals are really cool and they're really fun, especially the wedding. And well, it's not gonna be a wedding. We should do a wedding. You guys, I always thought that if I got married, I would get married at the theater, mostly because I thought that they would, like, cut me a good deal since I've worked there for 30 years. And, like, how perfect this theater's not as perfect for it, but, like, how perfect, you have, like, the main aisle that you walk down in the theater on your way in. So I think, like, if I don't know, guys, I might be giving up hope that I'm ever gonna get married because you need to date somebody for a little while before that happens, but, we're not dating anybody right now, but I always thought I would get married at the theater. I still think probably I would get married at the theater if I got married, unless I marry somebody that has another cool venue that would be affordable. Anyway, we should definitely do a wedding, not just, we've done a lot of proposals through the years, because 'Cause, like, people like to rent the marquee, and it'll be like, "Shelly, will you marry me?" or whatever. Anyway, it's really so there's always something going on. Always, 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 always something going on. Next week's gonna be really cool because so sometimes there's things that keep you busy at 11:30 AM, even though there's not customers there. Like, you gotta figure out why there's water on the floor in the men's room. That's the other thing is that sometimes, like, you're like, "Hmm, I'm pretty sure it's not wee wee because there's not even anybody in here. So where's the water coming from?" We don't know. And I'm not a plumber, guys. I know way more about plumbing than I thought I would from doing this job. Like, sometimes if there's, like, a toilet and it's just running, you have to, like, hit it. I don't know. My coworker taught me that and it works. Because we have, like, these battery-operated automatic flushers, so sometimes if it's just flushing and flushing and flushing, you just have to whack it. Um, but yeah, so sometimes it's something yucky, like, you try to figure out why the urinal's leaking all over the floor, and is it the urinal that's leaked on the floor? And then other times you're planning for someone's proposal. So really, really, really runs and that's what I love about it. That is what I love about it. I like that it is different every day and that every day there's something that we can do. Right now, we're also planning for these Valentine's Day cocktails, and so that's what the first coworker was, text all 3 of my coworkers have texted me at this point. So we need, like, this special grapefruit juice for a cocktail that we're gonna be doing for Valentine's Day, and I ordered it off Amazon, but it hasn't arrived yet, and one of my coworkers is filling in at a different location, and he's like, "Hey, if you want me to" oh, arriving tomorrow. So I don't think that I need to pick him up because it says that it's arriving tomorrow. So that's fine, we'll just start selling it tomorrow. Um But yeah, so he was texting me to see if I wanted him to buy that stuff for the special cocktails. But you can't buy alcohol, but it's just a mixer. Anyway, I don't know. So there's always something to do, which is great. And it makes the job different and exciting, and it makes it like that's the only way, right, that I could do this job. Like maybe some of you guys are like, "Oh, Shelly, you've been doing the same thing for 30 years. That's crazy." But like I've been at multiple different locations, worked with lots of different people, worked with lots of different customers, marriage proposals, events, it's always changing, it's always evolving, and there's always something to do, and every day is different. So, I don't know if you guys can tell by the smile on my face, but, like, I really enjoy working there, and I enjoy what I do, and I secretly love it when they call me to ask me questions. It makes you feel needed, right? And I think that that's, like, an important part of the job. But yeah, and he's just asked me if I wanna one of them's just asked me if I need them to buy supplies, which I don't because the beverage that I ordered is coming from Amazon tomorrow. It was supposed to already be there, but it's not. Okay. Speaking of already be there, guys, have fun watching the Super Bowl or watching the Bad Bunny concert or watching the Puppy Bowl. If anybody has any tips that have worked for plantar fasciitis, let me know uh in the chat or in the comments below after the video because I am going to Japan at the end of the year. I'm starting to like watch videos and plan, and I need to start booking hotels. Um, but they say that you walk 20,000 steps a day on average when you're there, and that's going to be a lot for me. And I want my foot to last the whole trip. Advil helps sometimes. Where's Richard, you guys? It's surprising that he's not in here. I hope he's okay. You know what? Maybe all the Steve's not in here either. I wonder if all the guys are getting ready for the Super Bowl. Um, so we had a girls chat today. But I'm going to Japan. I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. I am concerned about that. But I'm not going until December. So we still have February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 10 months. I have 10 months. I should have heart or football shaped pizzas. We should do that. My mom and I had pizza earlier this week, though. So I think we're going grocery shopping. I think we're getting a rotisserie chicken. I saw somebody make some some rotisserie cowboy chicken dip. We might do, like, some sort of, like, crock pot thing with the rotisserie chicken. I don't know what we're gonna do. But whatever you guys do, I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Let me know if you have any tips for improving my health because I'm open to that. And thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Super Bowl.